Okay, so pickleball. People that play pickleball are like the bane of my existence. And it's a really, really fun sport. It's a really great sport. And some people may not like it because they think it's kind of slow. They like someone said to me they prefer tennis over pickleball. So I like pickleball. I like how there are times that I am playing the game that I'll start to get bored. But that's beside the point. People have personal prejudices that they have, and that human beings are very dishonest. And a lot of times I call them the horror shows of humanity. Literally, the horror shows of humanity. And I remember growing up that to some degree it came up that why save humanity? Humanity doesn't even want to be saved. People are happy with the way things are, the status quo, the how we do things, how we live, how we are to each other. And this experience living on this planet is disappointing. It's and you have to be someone who thinks on a different level or different plane, more out of otherworldly, not normal, not every day, not what most people might do or say or think. And I am just getting to the point now where I'm like, I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. I really don't give a damn. I don't care. People will judge me in general from from the very beginning. So I've done this before with people, but I'll ask a person, when after an experience happens, I'll say, "Do I look like a punk? Do I look like some stupid bitch? Do I look like I have no intelligence? Do I look like I'm a nice person? Do I look like that? That I would be afraid to like get into a fight if someone came to like attack me or fight me or whatever." I ask people like because maybe I have the wrong perception of who I am or what I think I am or what I think I'm doing, that, I'm really some stupid bitch that people can just, walk up to and piss on. And I'm going to say, okay, you piss on me, I'm enjoy this. No. So most people, when I ask that question too, they'll tell me, they respond to me, no, you pretty much look like you can take care of yourself. You look kind of scary. You intimidate people, you scare people. And intimidation has come up so many times, so many times in life. And the biggest thing is, I remember when the Concord Resort Hotel was open, and only a few people know the Concord Resort Hotel. I used to talk to women there, and I'm like, it is so hard trying to date. It is so hard trying to find a guy that why would you want to get together with somebody that's gonna like wants to be literally like it's always everything's a competition. You're always jealous of the individual, that the person, I almost want to say the man wants to beat you up. And that sounds fucking crazy. That absolutely sounds fucking crazy. And I never thought as an adult that I would ever get into a physical altercation. But there's a lot of things that I thought that just time, life, experiences. And it's interesting. There's like so many thoughts that I have that I'd like to speak about. And you have to shorten them, shortwave thoughts, shortwave, so you keep people's attention. And it's okay if I don't keep people's attention, because end of the day, if you believe in the Akashic records, and that's what I was taught, the Akashic records. I don't know what's here, a little ping going on there, but whatever. The Akashic records, that it keeps, it's a record that's kept on every single human being for your entire lifetime, generations, past lives, if you believe in any of that stuff or whatever. But the thing about it is, as I said, I was going to keep my own Akashic records. I'm going to keep track of my own life. At this point in time, when I would do poetry, I would not go and listen to myself. I wouldn't hear it. But then there came a time where I could say, okay, I could deal with what I did, who I was, who that person was, that part of myself, that part of my being, that if I look like a fool, I look like a fool. If I curse too much, I curse too much. If someone's going to think I look ugly, they think I look ugly. Whatever. Who cares? And it's not even so much about getting past what other people think about me, but what I think about myself. So, and I think a lot in life, I've been the hardest on my own self. And again, the horror shows of humanity. When I lived in a city, I lied to myself as a child, but I was a child. And the world seemed like a beautiful place. Humanity seemed like they were beautiful things. They were kind, they were loving, they were sweet, they were joyous, they were peaceful. It was nice to I'd be telling a lie if I said I didn't notice color. One of the biggest things was that I used to, and my friends and people that aren't my friends now, but people that I know and my family, I was so into Asian culture, but I was an African American. I have no problem being my answers, my answers. I have no problem that my ancestors were Africans, or at least that's the name they were given in this lifetime, that they came from a place that held treasures that the rest of humanity did not look anything like them, wanted to steal from them. My grandfather said that we were Native American also. So I think everybody says they're Native American. I look at people from left to right. Everybody wants to be Native American. We're all Native American. We're all came from what stupid ass Christopher Columbus called Indians. So basically, I don't know, but it would be nice to know. But at this point in time, I'm not interested in doing any like tests because I'm not looking for people. I'm not looking for love. I'm not looking for God. I'm not looking for sex. I'm not looking for a whole hell of a lot. And with all my not looking, it's amazing the shit that comes to me, that the shit that I have to deal with the horror shows of humanity that I have to coexist with. And I've gotten to the point where I coexist with people. I don't try to be friends with people anymore. I've tried to be friendly, but I do not try to be friends anymore. So it makes life an interesting experience. And people are forever judging you, forever judging you. And I know constantly I'm forever judged. So life in a city, the deception of it seemed like it was good. I had some few experiences, maybe a couple, that definitely changed me as a child. And it's not things that I talk about. So it's always interesting when people talk about their hurt and their pain and oh you're not the only one that's been hurt. I remember being in temple talking and saying that, getting up and saying that, talking to the congregation, other horror shows of humanity. There were gods and oh, God in heaven, let me not get out of control saying all this and get too emotional. Ooh, let me not. But at any rate, just the things that people do and the unkindness and the hate and people masqueraded in love. The very few times that I ever tell someone I love them, I mean, like, seriously, and most of the time I use the word sarcastically, love you, love you. It's a sarcastic thing that I do. But I was always taught that and said your actions speak so loud, I can't hear a word you say. I remember my uncle saying my grandfather, he wasn't a person, and I worshiped the ground, my grandfather. Family was always important. And I realized how much that is just the word love is just a thing about power and control. The word family, things like that, power and control, deception, the mind games, the way to put you down to make you feel bad about yourself. Just so many different things. But I loved my grandfather. So the short time that I knew the man. But at any rate, my my uncle had said that my grandfather was a person that he knew he loved him. He never said, he probably, most of the time he didn't say those words, but you knew he loved him. You knew that he loved the two children. At that point in time, it was my mother and my uncle, because they were the oldest of a series of children that he loved them. He definitely loved them. So to me, when someone is perfect, they're perfect, but no one's ever perfect. People have flaws. But he was a beautiful person. He was a beautiful human being in my life. And a short-lived experience, but whatever. But the point I'm getting at is that you don't need words all the time. But people, it's nice to hear them said. It really is. It's so nice to hear someone say that, depending on who's saying it to you. Let me put it that way. Because I don't give a shit about every common everyday human being telling me I love them, because to me it sounds like a lie. It sounds like bullshit. But when I'm in a relationship, that's when I want to hear somebody tell me I love them, or they love me, or I'll say to them per se, if I say to them, I love them. But again, not usually the first person that says it. Definitely not the first person that says it. Because when I say it, I want to actually mean it, and I want to actually be real. So, however, what defines love, and what do people define as love? Because it's such an easy tool to use. And again, something to manipulate, something to control, something to play games with, something to own, something to possess, rather than seeing the beauty in what really love is. So, and how I got on the subject was this woman coming off with love. She wanted me to feel love. And human beings are so fake. They're so goddamn fake. They're so mentally deranged. They're so. To stay calm, to try to stay calm, to seriously stay calm. I'm going to leave it on that. And I'm going to come back. Because people want these little short little videos. So I'm going to leave it on that. Most people aren't going to see them. And I'm so glad I've gotten to the point now that this isn't about ratings. If this is meant to be out there and it's meant for people to see, the right people will see it. If not today, tomorrow, 6 years from now, and if these records, this physical records, like I said, to keep in my own Akashic records, it's going to be done. And if the hate, the jealousy, the horror shows of humanity want to put out, just for me to grow and learn to put the information out there, and it's just information out there. Hopefully it helps somebody that it was worth it just to have, how are you, walk this plane of humanity, and it just wasn't to be people to shit on you and have to deal with the muck of society and the elitist and people that's so much better than you. It's so sad. So very sad. But I'm going to leave it right there for now and then come back to it. And so I'm still learning how to use the slang, because I don't use it all the time. It says in the stream. Yes, end it.